everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Nirajana from Leotales, and in today's video we will be swatching and reviewing 8 shades from the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. So we're going to swatch all the 8 shades and I'll be sharing with you my thoughts. You can find the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation on Nykaa. So this is a 30 ml product and the MRP is 750 rupees, but you will find it somewhere around 400, 450, 500 range. So that is like a pretty competitive range considering the other brands like Maybelline, Fit Me, etc. So packaging wise, it is actually very simple. It is a tube-like packaging. You don't have to pour it out, so there is no chance of wasting product, but not a pump either. The indication is almost here. This is like a transparent part. There is shade indication. There is a shade written on this side. So this particular one, as they call it, Pro Matte, which means it is particularly suitable for oily combination and very oily skin. They say it has a dewy matte finish, but I feel it is more or less like a 95% matte, and they say it has 24-hour wearability. Coverage, they say it is medium, and texture is air light. So only thing I noticed was that shade number 101 had a different packaging from the rest of the shades, and 101 it claims to have a higher coverage. So I'm not sure which exactly is this, but I'm going to just go with the regular packaging which we will see on Nykaa, which is like a 24 hours matte, oil free, medium finish foundation. So let's check out all the swatches and come back to the review. So starting from 101 to 108, you can see that the shades initially are suitable for pale skin tone, and later it becomes suitable for fair to medium to deeply medium skin tone. Initially it is like a cool undertone, and later it becomes like warmer undertone. The consistency is liquid-like but sets into a matte very quickly. There are more shades available in this range, but I think in India we have only 101 to 108. So that will be a match for pale, fair, fair to medium to slightly deeper medium skin tone. Application wise, I couldn't really find a correct shade match for me, so I mixed 106 and 7. I still think I'm a little on the yellow side, but that's okay. So application wise, it's very easy. You can actually just apply with your fingers and use a brush or a sponge. One thing you have to be very sure is that, like, once you dot it on your face, apply it as soon as possible, because it gets dried down really quickly. Within like 5 minutes, you won't be able to move it from place. So as soon as you apply the dots, like, start blending it out, otherwise it gets a little difficult. Now this is an advantage also, because right after application, by around 5 minutes, it was like completely set into a matte. So I went with the second layer also on top of that to see how the coverage works. I felt that in my first coat, which is like a regular coat I'd wear when I'm going out, my blemishes and all were they were hidden. I applied this onto my bare face without any moisturizer, primer, prepping, nothing. So that is how most of us do usually, right? So with one coat, I could feel that some of my acne scars and all were hidden. When I went on with the second coat, I did not feel it to be very heavy on skin. In fact, even with 2 coats right now on my face, I do not feel like I have anything on my face. So the claim airlight is very, very true. Even after applying 2 coats, within like around 5 minutes or say maximum 10 minutes, it went into a complete matte finish. I touched my face with my fingers. There was literally nothing that I could spot on my fingers. I also used a single ply tissue paper to just put on my face, and I tried to see if there is any excess. Even the tissue paper came out to be like 99% clean. So I did not use any setting powder also. Right now what you see is the foundation on my face, and on top of that a little bit of highlighter and all, but there is no setting process done as such. That is for the first time in my case. I live in a humid climate like Kerala. My skin is oily. Whenever I apply a foundation, I always have to set it with a powder, except in the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte case. Wear time, well, as I said, some 8 to 12 hours is pretty good, and even if you're wearing it for a marriage or maybe at office, I think a single coat could do justice to you. I didn't feel like it was cracking or anything on my skin, because I have oily skin. But if you have dry skin or extremely dry skin, then this can be a little drying for you, because it is like 100% matte. Coming to the shade match, what I felt was that the initial shades are all for like very fair skin tone. I am like a fair to medium skin tone with warm undertone. I did struggle a little bit to get the right shade. I felt that the shade range could limit you a little bit to find an exact one. You may have to mix and match between 2 shades. Otherwise, I really don't see any con as such. The pricing is kind of very, as I said, very much similar to Maybelline, Fit Me and other ranges. It is perfect for humid climate when you're traveling, oily skin. Just have to make sure that you apply it or you blend it out as soon as possible. It does have some fragrance while I was applying, but I really can't make out what it is. I mean, it was not bothersome at all. It gives a very thin but a very homogeneous kind of coverage. I like how my skin looked afterwards. I tried some photography also with flash and without flash, with my camera, with my phone. I asked a couple of friends, I asked them if they can spot the foundation on my face, and they said it looked pretty skin-like. Now that is like the best compliment you can get when you're wearing a foundation, but your skin looks like skin-like. A common question that I get is about oxidation. When I applied it on my hand, like swatched on my hand, after like about 10 minutes, I felt that it showed tendency to oxidize. I think on my face also, it has some very minor tendency to oxidize. I think my shade is 106. I mixed it with 7 also. So 7 made me, right now also 7 is making me look a little yellow, I think. At least that's what I feel when I look through the viewfinder or when I'm looking at the mirror. I'm not sure about how you see right now. So I think it has a very mild tendency to oxidize, nothing major. As far as flash photography is concerned, I did not feel like it made me look like a white ghost or anything. So if you have warm undertones, you can check out shades maybe 105 and above. If you have cool undertones, then 4 and 5. And if you're really fair, then 101, 2 and 3 could be right matches for you. But anyway, overall, I don't really have anything negative to say about this foundation. As the claim goes, it is demi matte, but I would say some very good matte. Air light, which is very true. With 2 layers, my skin can still breathe. At least that's what I feel. And oil free, 100% oil free, but it is not drying. If you want a dewy matte, maybe you can spray out some rose water or some dewy setting mist or something. But as I said, for the first time, I'm like literally right here without any setting powder, and that makes me feel very confident about this foundation's performance in a humid weather like Kerala. So I would definitely ask you to go ahead and get this foundation if you have oily combination or very oily skin. You are going to love this one. Let me know what are your thoughts on this, whether you have used this, if you have found the right shade, if you have an experience that is different from mine. I would like to know that as well. So do mention in the comment section. All the links will be there in the description box. You can check that out. So we will meet again with another video. Until then, take care. Bye.